Here when Apple will release iOS 18.3 update for the iPhone, as company seeds third beta to developers. Apple has released the third round of betas to developers, including iOS 18.3, iPadOS 18.3, macOS 15.3, and more. The latest update comes with a plethora of new features and changes that were not part of the previous beta build. Apple gradually releases new beta updates for specific software updates to fix bugs and curate errors before they are finally ready for the end user. While the company has released the third developer beta, we now have a pretty good idea of when it will seed the final version to the public. Apple releases iOS 18.3 Beta 3 to developers, but when will the final version arrive? If you are a developer, you can download and install the latest beta right now from the Settings app on your iPhone, iPad, or Mac. However, you have to ensure that your developer account is linked to your Apple ID, which is the only way the beta update will appear in the Settings app. If you do not, you will not get an over-the-air update on your device. Once you do that, head over to Settings and GT, General and GT, Software Update and GT, Beta Updates and GT, and install the relevant build on your device. As mentioned, Apple's beta cycle gives us a pretty good idea of when it will see fit to release the final version to the general public. If you have been waiting for the release of the iOS 18.3 update for your iPhone, it was previously reported that the company will potentially seed it after January 22nd. However, with the company delaying the third beta by almost a week, the final release date has slipped slightly ahead. Now, we are expecting the company to release iOS 18.3 by the end of January. Apple typically releases 4 beta updates before the final version is released for the iPhone. However, if it is a major update, we also sometimes see an RC build. If the company stops its beta cycle next week, we could see iOS 18.3 update released by the end of this month. However, if the company decides to offer release candidate versions of its forthcoming updates, then the final release time frame will shift to early February. We believe that the company will not seed a release candidate version of the iOS 18.3 update due to the nature of the update. For instance, iOS 18.4 will be a significantly bigger update than iOS 18.3, as it will bring a slew of front-facing additions to the table. iOS 18.3, on the flip side, will include some new features, but none of them will be groundbreaking. Henceforth, we can safely presume that iOS 18.3 will be released in the last week of January. We will share additional details on the updates as soon as further information is available, so do stick around.